If you are a black straight woman who's attracted to black men, I need you to listen to this right now. I'm not trying to exclude anybody else, but this message really is for you. So everybody else can leave off. If you're not that, then you can just sit around and be curious about what I'm about to talk about. But this is really for black women who are attracted to black men and who are also single right now. A lot of y'all gonna die alone if you don't change your approach to dating. I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. I'm not trying to step on your toes. And you can argue with me in the comments if you want, but I'm just going to give you some realities based on what I've seen as a black man who has spent the better part of the last 15, 16 years helping and supporting black women in reaching their goals. I've lived in almost every corner of the earth. And there's a common thing that I've seen amongst black women who stay single and the ones who end up in partnership. And the ones who stay single seem to be the ones who don't tap into these tips that I'm about to give you. For the black women that I see who end up in relationships, marriage, whatever it may be, they have certain things in common, or at the very least, there are certain boxes that may end up getting checked within their process of finding a man. The first thing is that for many of them, they have put aside the idea that their black king needs to be above 6 foot, that she needs to be able to wear a heel when she out with him. He needs to look a certain way in terms of look at a high level of attractiveness. She has accepted that she's the prize, and she does not mind looking like the prize. She's okay with looking like his trophy, okay? Y'all need to get over this mindset that your man got to be as attractive as you, okay? For the women who I see who end up happy in relationships, in a lot of cases, their man is not as attractive as them, okay? And in the cases where their man is equally as attractive, or for that matter, more attractive, those relationships work fine also. I'm not saying that never happens, but I'm saying that the majority, that's just not always the case. Beyond that,
he's speaking facts. That is fact. That is factual. Because it's not about that. You know what I mean? In many cases, isn't the woman supposed to be the more attractive person anyway? You know what I mean? So what he's saying is the truth. And, you know, women just have to accept it. That's it. It shouldn't be that difficult. But when we're living in a society where women have all these options and all these choices, and they get, you know, overwhelmed thinking that they have all these options and all these choices, they tend to not choose the right one. You know what I mean? And this is where, in my opinion, this idea of, I'm the prize and I'm just the everything, you know, the greatest thing since sliced bread and all that. This is part of the reason why I think they have this mindset, why they think this way. But when they don't really get the outcome of what they think and what they feel, then it's a problem. Oh, something wrong with the men. Something got to be wrong with the men. You know what I'm saying? And I think that is part of the thing that is holding a lot of our women back, unfortunately. And it's our women, black women, who are the ones who are going to suffer from this the most, because a lot of the other women, they got husbands. A lot of them do, at least more than what we have, you know, marriages. They have a little bit more than us. We're kind of at the bottom when it comes to marriage and relationships. So my thing is, and I keep saying this, listen, if it's something that you want, because I do understand that everybody don't want a relationship, everybody don't want marriage, but if it's something you keep complaining about and you can't get it, but at the same time, you don't want to change your mentality, that's where you're going to have a problem and not get exactly what you're looking for. So that's who I'm talking to. Let's continue, you guys. Here we go.
What I've seen is that they have accepted that he may not earn as much money as them. I know some of y'all going to turn this video off right now. Y'all don't want to hear this. I'm not saying go be with a man who is struggling and that you guys take care of. But what I am saying is that look at the statistics. You guys are out earning everybody. You all really are. And that's a major accomplishment. But what that does.
That's not actual. That part is not actually the truth. That is not. Asian women lead the list of the most the women who make the most money. That is not black women. And I think we got to get that right. Because I think that's something that a lot of these women like to lead with to make them feel good about their choices. And it really don't matter, honestly, because it's more of a mentality. And honestly, as much as a lot of women like to lead with that and think men should be just running behind them and, you know, catering to them and doing all these things for them because of that. No, it's the mentality. I don't think a lot of men care about a woman making money, but it's her mentality and her attitude that comes with it. These men ain't intimidated by your money. They don't like your attitude. They don't like you because of the attitude that you possess. The way you talk to them, the way you come off, the way you present yourself. Nobody wants to deal with a woman or anybody with that type of attitude. You're not looking at reality. Listen, you're 60 years old. You're an elderly lady. That's what we see. We see who and what you are. You're elderly. You're a senior citizen. So who's going to be intimidated by a senior citizen? I'm just saying. Ain't no man intimidated by that. He don't want that. That's the thing that they're trying to say. We don't want the senior citizens. We want young, fit, attractive women. Look, we've worked hard. The men are saying we work hard. We established something for ourselves. Now, so I can at least go out and find a nice, young, attractive woman that's might be interested. And I can date her and court her and we can have a good time together. He don't want to go. Their first pick is not going to a senior. Come on, now let's be real. Let's continue.
The number of men who are available to you who can earn at that level or more, or for that matter, take care of you, is very few. And those few men, you got to ask yourself, who else is competing for them? And are they attracted to you, right? Beyond that, the other thing that I've noticed is that Black women who I've noticed who end up in long-term relationships, in some cases, they open their minds to date outside of Black men. I'm not trying to encourage you to leave Black men behind. I'm not trying to encourage that at all. But what I am saying is that Black men have opened their options, and you see many of them getting married and being in relationships. Why haven't you opened your options yet? You deserve partnership, but I think you have to accept that partnership may come in a form that may be different than what you expected, but it still can be equally as beautiful as you expected.
Y'all already know. I don't care who you date. Do you? I'm all for you doing what you want to do, because I know at the end of the day, it's your life. You're going to have to live it, not me. We all make the choices that we want in life. And trust me, I respect it. I really do. Choose who choose you. Date who will date you. Like who likes you. Go with the person that wants to be with you. Stop complaining about what somebody else is doing and what they don't like or what they do like. That's not of your concern. Go for the person that wants you. But what we have is a society of individuals, mainly women, who are complaining about men because they are trying to force men to be what they want them to be. And you can't do that the same way you have women who you would try to force men to marry them. Oh, and you would, stay with a man for 10 years, although you've mentioned to him you wanted marriage the whole time, but he never married you. And then you get upset because you realize you come into this idea of knowing your worth, and you feel like, I'm not, after 10 years now, he don't want me. Listen, the man told you he didn't want marriage. If he didn't want marriage, then that should have been something in your head to say, you know what? He don't want this, and he's not going to want it. So this is what I want. So I'm not going to waste time with him because I know this is not what he wants. He's not going to change his mind. Either this is what he wants or he doesn't. That's how men operate. They want it or they don't. And they're going to move accordingly. So I think a lot of women waste time with the idea of what they think and they go have babies with these men, do all this stuff, commit to him, be the best woman they could be, thinking that's going to change him. No, he don't want that. He's cool with where he's at. Either you gonna have to be okay with it or move on. And I think a lot of women waste time, and then that just creates another bitter woman who's bitter about the fact that she knew this man didn't want marriage, but she stayed with him anyway. So you become bitter thinking you was gonna change him. No, you can't. I don't think you could change a person. You either accept them for who they are or you don't. Bottom line.